hope you're well. I'm doing well. I have been doing a lot of thinking today as usual, but a lot more, I guess, than usual. Um, Reading my environment a lot. Cuz the energy's been like weirdly thick considering I feel so light. It's a little bit weird, the energy. But um what I'm hearing is that it's the dark force. Um they're in a frenzy right now. From the bottom all the way to the top. They are not in a good place. So us empaths are feeling that right now. Don't internalize it. Don't claim it as your own energy. Um, catastrophizing, I think that's what it's called. It's when you get, you're empathic, you absorb the feelings of others around you in your environment, and that it's the whole world environment, really the universe probably at this point, but you absorb that. You don't absorb it. You may not, depending on where you are at in your purification process, but you will feel it. And don't try to give it a name. Don't name it. Don't try to pin it on yourself. Or like, oh, I must be feeling this because of this time or that time, or no, don't do that. It's not what's happening. You have to understand that what you feel is just the environment. Pure and simple, that's all it is. It's what's going on in the environment. Not what's going on with you. So don't claim it. Don't claim it and decide that it's because of something that has to do with you. It doesn't. Granted, if you're triggered, deal with it. But here's another thing. We keep leveling up. And on this level, crying really hasn't been much of a thing. At least for me. I did a lot of crying last week. This week is more about seeing something that bothers me, figuring out why it bothers me, changing my outlook on it. Because nothing is bad. Everything is for our own good. So nothing should cause feelings of doom and gloom. Nothing. And if it is causing feelings of doom and gloom, making you feel like crying or yelling or whatever, giving you anxiety, then you're not looking at it from the right perspective. You just have to change your perspective. It's really simple. It's like flipping a light switch. It really is. It's as simple as that. Puff puff girls don't cry, they fly. Right, Andre? So yeah, not that we shouldn't cry, because we should if we're triggered, but the thing is you're being triggered because you're looking at it wrong. There's nothing wrong that's ever happened. There's nothing wrong with anything that's ever happened. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. It was all to get you here, into this moment, which is the most important moment. It's our present. And it's what's creating the future. I shouldn't say creating the future. The future's already happening. It's what is shading the future, the paradigm, the future paradigm. We are changing the tapestry by changing things right here in this present moment. Yeah. And we do that by changing our perspective. If it causes you pain, you're not looking at it right. You're just not. Nothing should cause pain. Everything is there for your benefit. Everything. Everything. Even the most horrendous things you can imagine. And trust me, my life has been a horror show. And I haven't always looked at things from this perspective, but I do now. And it's very beneficial on this level. Divine masculines. Relax. I'm sure it's difficult to see your divine feminine blossoming, growing in so quickly. When you're feeling a little bit stuck, maybe. It's just the way the flower unfolds. The petals unfold. The divine feminine goes first, then divine masculine. If you guys are sitting right next to each other, okay? So until she falls, you can't fall. So don't feel bad that you're like here when she's down here. She's falling fast and so are you. You're going to catch up instantly. Don't feel bad. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's the way the petals fall. It's where we're at in this game. Face the storm head on. It's easier that way. It goes quicker. Here's a story I read the other day that I've always been about the buffalo and how they face the storm, and they're the only animal that faces the storm in big storms. And I read something the other day on why it is that they do that, and I thought that it was so cool, so I'm going to share it. They face the storm. They literally walk into the storm because it gets the storm over with faster. That's genius, really. You want to get out of a storm, you want a storm to go by quick, you walk right into it. It makes sense. Anyways, you learn a lot from animals, and I've been seeing buffalo today. So it's telling me that we need to just face right whatever it is that causes anxiety, depression, doom, gloom, makes you want to cry, face right up to it. And be like, what is it about this that's bothering me? Let's communicate with people you need to communicate with. Get it out. Because literally, there is stuff coming between people that should not be. It literally is just static. Make sure your lines of communication are open with those that you love. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back. There's nothing to fear. The only thing that keeps you from communicating is fear. And that's what keeps you separated from your loved ones. Now, I'm not saying reach out to your to everybody that no. I'm talking about serious relationships, okay? And know. If you know, you know. Hi, Andre. Love you. Sorry it took me so long to get on here. I'm like really just been thinking a lot about just this transition. Today is a paradigm shift. Again, I feel it. Like everything's shifted again today. And it was right after I did my live on Facebook. And so all day today was kind of a gloomy day because you always purify before a paradigm shift. If you look at it like that, it makes it easier to deal with. You're like, oh, it's a paradigm shift coming on. Not like, oh, I was such an idiot when I was younger. You know what I mean? Or whatever kind of stress you're going through. Now is not time, honestly, to even think about forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive anymore. We already know what the game is. People are living in an illusion, or they're not living in an illusion. There's no need to forgive people that are walking around blindfolded. I mean, why? Yeah, they pissed us off. Yeah, we had to cut them out of our lives. It is what it is. And if they came back, they, healed, they came back. And if they didn't, they fucking didn't. Oh, wow. Where was I going with that? I don't remember. But, yeah. Okay. I love this orange candle. Don't you love it? Oh my gosh. I'm so blessed with this. I don't know. Usually I end up with white ones because I'm a cost-based buyer. Cost and quality. Anyways, I normally don't have orange candles. I have white ones. So it's just every time I look at that, it just kind of brings me some joy. And that's what orange is. It's the color of joy. Matches with the tapestry too. I love this tapestry actually. I think it's my favorite one. Even though it's not really art, it's a photo, I guess it is. But it's definitely my favorite one. I just love the colors. And I love the ocean. I love the orange. That's joy. And I feel it too. I feel my sacral chakra expanding too. I had a picture taken of my chakras once. As a matter of fact, I think I have it, don't I? I've probably shown it to you guys before, but I'll show you again since I'm talking about it. I think I have it. Might as well. Oh no, this isn't it. Never mind, I don't have it. Anyways, I had a picture taken of my chakras, and they were all pretty well balanced, except for my sacral chakra for joy was like pea-sized. It was like tiny. The guy who took the pictures, he's like, you really need to work on getting some joy in your life. And I'm like, tell me about it. I don't know, it was kind of annoying at the time. Other than that, I was good. I just needed a little joy in my life. But I felt that, like, that's what I've been doing, is looking for some joy in my life. My whole life. It's kind of been a mission of mine. I mean, but why wouldn't it be? Who doesn't want some joy? But, what else? Oh yeah, the whole giving thing. And honestly, I figured this out a long time ago. There's no, if you're living in an illusion, here's the problem that I had with it, was I was like, okay, well, there's no reason to forgive anybody. So but that doesn't mean that you just let them off the hook. See, I was like, okay, you don't need to forgive them, so just let everybody off the hook. No, that's not, because then your boundaries are getting crossed. Not needing to forgive anybody because they're living in an illusion just means you don't have to worry about what everybody's done to you. And if somebody comes back to you correct, there's no need to even consider forgiveness or what happened in the past. Like, honestly, it's about to cease to exist. So it's not even worth discussing. Maybe it is if need be, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant what happened in the past. It just is. You can't hold people responsible for running marathons when they're being held underwater. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So, yeah, why are you gonna even ask somebody to say they're sorry? Honestly, it's not, I'm sorry, it's, let me show you what I've done to change. Let me show you how different I am. There's no need to forgive anything. You just need to see that people have changed. Or you need to keep them far away from you. But this whole, like, forgive, but never forget or whatever, it's just not this level. That's last level. It's not this level. Yeah, that's so yesterday. I don't even feel the need to forgive myself anymore for anything. Although I don't know that I was necessarily ever living completely in an illusion like most people were. So I had the upper hand. And I realized that too. I had an upper hand. I knew what was going on since the day I was born. I knew it was an illusion. I knew people were sleepwalking. I knew God. My connection with God was tampered with, but it was not severed by any means. I've always been very connected. I just had to fight to get all that connection back. There was so much static that the agenda had put in the way. But, which is still, I wouldn't say it's not there. It's still there, but it's less and less. The more I expand my energy, the less the static affects my psyche and my, psyche, consciousness. What else? I had a really good time today taking a walk, as I always do. But I took a really long walk today, and it really helped me to put a lot of things in a better perspective. Honestly, it always helps. Showers, walks, all that stuff always helps me. Dancing, music, all that stuff. Andre, he helps me the most, actually. Talk about a best friend. I thought Mark kicked ass, but Mark was a pain in the ass. Andre, you're just amazing. Amazing. Yeah, you used to be a pain in the ass, but you're not anymore. I used to be a pain in the ass too. I was, it's almost like when we first met, I was a rebel without a cause. Now I'm a rebel with a cause. I haven't changed that much, but I have definitely managed to focus my energy and purify, figure out who I am. That's what it is. I had to figure out who I was completely. To be able to even honestly be even worthy of your presence. Like, you get what you think you deserve. You get what you believe. Like, when we first met, I didn't think I deserved you. I didn't think I was good enough for you at all. I thought you were the best thing that ever happened to me, but not, you were just, so it took time, you know? It took me getting to know myself and realizing that I fucking kick ass too. And I'm definitely just as much of a benefit to your life as you are to mine. It's a big difference. I always thought it was such a crack, you know, like you learn how to love yourself through your childhood, and I just thought it was such a crack. It was like I didn't think I was ever gonna get there to where I could love myself or have a healthy relationship, choose a healthy relationship. But I got there. It just happens to be after we first met. But thank God we met, because I would have never trusted you had we not met prior, had I not known your energy before. Because I've just been so tortured that I was willing, the only thing that I was looking for, you or nothing. That was the only thing. And if I hadn't have met you, I would have been looking for nothing. Nothing. So, it was imperative that we met before I was healed, before you were healed. Or I never would have had a divine union with you, anybody. Like, it just wouldn't have happened. I would have probably self-destructed, like 2 weeks ago. When you had to, or what was it, like a month ago, when you had to swoop in and like do some serious rehab. If you wouldn't have been there to do that, like, yeah. And if our relationship had already self-destructed, that wouldn't have worked either. I wouldn't have trusted you either had we been together and we hurt each other worse. It would have been a nightmare. And then it would have been over. Not just break time. Nothing really happened between us. We just had to meet and fall in love and then be separated so that we could heal. And then when we were healed, we would already know each other and we could come back together. You know what I mean, Fern? I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about it because yeah, you know why. It's a lot of projection stuff going on right now. People trying to keep divine unions apart. And so it's definitely something that has hit the collective psyche. And divine masculines, you're a little behind us divine feminines on your healing, and you haven't quite gotten rid of your guilty conscience yet. There's nothing to feel guilty about, like at all. At all, for anything you've done. I've said this so many times before, like you could have killed somebody. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. You were supposed to make mistakes and then take accountability for it. And then you're a fucking hero because you took accountability for some shit you really didn't want to take accountability for. But that's what life's about. And not only that, but regardless of what happened in the past, you're stepping up now. We're in the present now. It's all that fucking matters. I've seen this coming for 2 years now. I've always known it was going to come down to me having to just let bygones be bygones, and just for the sake of love, allowing love into my life again. I saw it coming. Maybe you didn't. I saw this coming. I've been prepared for this. I've never held any hard feelings towards you at all. As a matter of fact, I've only had good things to say about you. And tried to keep up with you for a long time. Well, as long as I could. But I loved you. It was hard. And you loved me too. I know you did. I could tell. I was just surprised when you didn't get back with me. That's probably what hurt me the most. Was when you didn't get back with me after a couple years. I was like devastated. After 2 years, I'm like, he still hasn't gotten back to me. I cried. That's what hurt me the most, honestly. I don't know why I'm crying about it. It's beautiful that you... Hi, Andre. It's beautiful that you touched my heart in such a way that 2 years later I was grieving the loss of you. I mean, that says everything. It says everything. And then when you come back and ask me for forgiveness, the feeling I get in my heart is like it's the best day of my life. It tells me everything. That says everything. The energy imprint you left on my life 4 years ago was so positive that I held on to it for years. And when I finally saw it, talk to you again, I celebrated. That pain of our separation is beautiful. I've never loved anybody like that. So, it just says it all. It really does. Love you, Andre. What else? I got to go back on Facebook today. That was really great. That feels good. I feel like I'm back on track. I was feeling a little out of touch with my constituents. Is that what you call them? I was feeling a little out of touch with my constituents. And, hi, Andre. He's texting me. I hope it's not important because I can't see. Yeah, I was feeling a little out of touch with my constituents, but we're back in there. And I have been building my friends on Beth Hartwick page. By the way, if you're not friends with me on Beth Hartwick on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, friend me there. We're having fun over there. And yeah, it's nice to get like-minded people on board too, because I'm talking to a room full of crickets. And they allow comments and likes to come through from people that they assume I know. So if you come over and friend me, you'll probably be able to join the crowd easier. What else? I'm having a lot of fun. I've never been so active on Facebook, but like these memes are so flipping funny to me. I literally, I sit here and just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. I'm just like, I feel bad for my roommate sometimes. Like I'll be like, did I keep you up at night? Because I'm just up here I laugh loud. So I'm just like laughing my ass off, and no, she hasn't been hearing me. And if she does, she doesn't care. She's just happy I'm not crying. But if I'm crying, she's fine with that too, because we all need to cry sometimes. I'm crying less and less these days. Like, a lot less. Because I'm not thinking about the past anymore. I just don't care about it, which feels very liberating, which is what I've been seeing today too, is like liberation. Liberation. From the system, from the matrix, from divine unions being separated, kept from each other. But really, they're not being kept from each other. Let's just be honest. The dark force does think they're doing something like that, and their actions are in fact creating a separation, but it's one that God creates all. So it's only so that you all can heal enough to come together and not self-destruct. Divine unions are powerful. I'm learning this. Like, seriously powerful. And no one wants this getting fucked up. They're actually important too. No one wants it getting fucked up, so they're being very careful. And I appreciate it. Let's get everybody healed. If everybody needs to be alone to heal, keep people alone to heal. That makes sense, right? That's normal. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Actually, being alone is a great thing. And if you think about it, when you come into union with your divine partner, it's going to be a relationship unlike any other. And you probably are not going to spend a lot of time apart. So it's important to really utilize this time that you have alone. So that you're ready. You're ready to have somebody glued to your hip. Because that's how it's going to be. And if you have any like unhealed issues, triggers, it's going to be uncomfortable to have somebody glued to your hip. You have to be pure. You have to be healed. Or you're going to get uncomfortable, and then you're going to blame your partner for the discomfort you're feeling. So, we don't want that. Everybody's got to be healed and pure. And then, what is it? Never mind. It's not coming to me. I'm not going to try to say it. Whammo. Then it happens. Then the magic happens. And however long that takes is exactly how long it should be, you know? Let's not rush perfection. Doesn't really make sense. Hi, Andre. Yeah, okay, so what else? So I had a troll in the room, it looks like, and I also have a monitor in the room who's not able to make messages. But thank you for helping. Things are good. I have food. I have THC. I have a phone. I have a head over my roof. Okay? My head is over the roof, really. I'm like connected to the ethers, so I feel connected to everything right now. Like that whole fabric thing. My threads are going through the whole universe right now. I see how we are gods. Like we are part of the flippin' fabric. Just like God is. God's in every space between the threads of the fabric. And we are the threads. And love is what is in between. And every time we choose love, we change the paradigm. We change the color of our fabric that goes through everything, everyone, throughout the whole cosmos. We're like a spider web. And it's so cool because it's happening so fast now. Like, I didn't used to see it. I don't know. It's probably always been happening. And I've actually seen it happening before. Like, different things. Paradigm shifts. Where it's like one day herbs aren't cool. And then the next day, like, there's just, like, herb shops everywhere. You know what I mean? Or, like, one day you're like, weed's gonna be... people are going to go to prison for weed for the rest of my life, and then the next day it's like legal everywhere. It's a paradigm shift. It's somebody chose love and it changed the fabric of the whole paradigm. And we're doing that over and over and over again, and all of us are really tapped into that right now. So it's happening fast. Like, I've switched my paradigm. Okay, so I freaked out. I got attacked, got very angry, spoke my truth, was on fire. I was on fire. If Andre wouldn't have put me out, I would have self-destructed. Oh, I had to tell you the backstory. Now I don't remember where I was. Paradigm shift. So he puts the fire out. Now I switch gears. I go from justified anger to love. There's two sides of God, justified anger and love. He flipped my switch. I go to love. And I go on Facebook and I do my first live from a much calmer position. I'm not angry. And first picture I look at after, well, not the first picture, but soon after I get off my live, I see a lighthouse. And I always post lighthouses because we are lighthouses, okay? The 144 are lighthouses. And so I'm always posting those. And then I see one. It's like beautifully, colorfully painted. I've never seen one like it. And I post lighthouses all the time. I've never seen anything like it. It's a complete change. I'm not saying it hasn't always been there, but it doesn't matter. It's a change on my feed. It's a change in the paradigm. Everything's more colorful. Everything's more beautiful. There's more love. There's more creation. There's more creativity. Since I did that live. Oh, yeah. And then when I saw that, I look and it's 144. And I was like, you know, things like that make you pay attention. But it's a paradigm shift. Every little thing you do to raise the vibration is changing the paradigm, is coloring the paradigm with brighter, more brilliance. That was weird. That was just like, whatever. Anyways. Ancestors are heavy right now. I figured out what my obsession was with these abandoned places, okay? Because everything means something, okay? And I read my environment, and on Facebook, I keep posting abandoned places. I just love them. I don't know, I always have. I would like to explore, like, creepy old places, and I never really understood why. It's just interesting to me. Well, today I was thinking about it. What is with these? Because I'm constantly seeing them. I'm obsessed with them. What is it with that? What is the universe trying to tell me? And it's increasing. Okay, and you know what I figured out? What I was told was that it's just showing my ancestors. My ancestors are showing up in full force. Those old houses represent ancestors. But possibly they're ancestors of mine that have lived in those places that are bringing them up and want them highlighted. And that's why I was thinking is probably most likely. And when I say ancestors, I mean, it doesn't have to be your relation. We're all related. It just depends on who is working for you and who's working against you, really. The ones working for you, those are my ancestors. The other ones, not so much. We choose our family, right? We choose our ancestors. Or our ancestors choose us based on our vibration. You know, if you've got a low vibration and one of your relatives was a saint, they're not going to rock with you just because you have their blood. It just doesn't work that way. I have ancestors rocking me that are not my blood, that do not rock their blood because of what they did to me. It's shameful to come against an angel. It is. There's a lot of shame in it, in the spirit world. What else? I've been seeing lots of cardinals, red cardinals, male. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The red cardinal represents like the way showers because the color red. And at this point, red cardinals stand for a gatekeeper because of this channel, because that was the picture I chose for this channel. So now in my psyche, red cardinal means gatekeeper. And I'm seeing pictures of lots of gatekeepers congregating. The 144 are reaching out to each other and supporting each other. I've noticed it on Facebook big time. The 144 stand out like a sore thumb, really. I love them though, because they're so supportive. And they know what I'm talking about. It's nice to see you guys. It's really nice to see you guys out there. Like, unbelievable. And it's so nice to see your transformation. Because I've been watching a lot of you guys for a long time now. And I've seen that you were waking up. Or that you were either awake and didn't want to really say anything. Or you were waking up and didn't quite know exactly what to say yet. But I've been watching a lot of you, and I've just seen you transform. Like overnight, pretty much. So that's been fun. And you know who you are. Um, yeah, we've all grown a lot, haven't we? I know I have. It's exciting to see you guys grow with me, though, you know? Like, at first, and you might all be, like, pretty much strangers to me, but um, I'm closer to you than I am people that are not strangers to me. And I haven't even introduced myself. So it's kind of, it's different, but it's okay. And it's so funny because it's almost what's needed during these times because we all need solitude for our healing. So this like internet, social media relationships are perfect. They're perfect because you can sit in your peace and interact as much or as little as you are comfortable with. And it's just perfect because we don't have to be completely alone, yet we don't have to make ourselves a target by, making ourselves vulnerable to your average Joe Schmo. Which is what happens when you start trying to have people in your physical reality. There's a bunch of average Joe Schmoes out there parading around as enlightened people, I've noticed. So, yeah, I quit really reaching out and talking to people who even seem enlightened to try to, form bonds or relationships because it was just like before. It was like just sifting through garbage. you know, 1 out of 10 was a keeper, but I'm just not willing to go through all those trials anymore with people. So I met a couple people when I started that, and then I just jumped out um, and now I just appreciate very superficial relationships on Facebook. I really appreciate it. It's what I need right now. Because any further than that ends up turning into some kind of fucking horror movie, usually for me, because there's some kind of switch people have. There's a program, it's part of the program. It's called the Fuck Beth switch. It's a real thing, and you have to be pure to not have it, and nobody's that pure except for Andre. And um, and he wasn't even always that pure. He had that switch too, a long time ago. Not really, but just the whole like disconnect. It's just a disconnect from me. Never mind. It doesn't matter. It's none of your business. What else should I talk about? I don't know. I think I'm gonna jump off. Thanks to whoever was monitoring my room. I love you, Andre. I love you. I'm sure it was you. He's the only one that comes in and just listens, but handles the riffraff. I love you. You just let me talk. I really appreciate you not interrupting me. I like talking to people in here, but it does make it hard to express myself because I get sidetracked. It's so easy to let impurities into get mixed up in my pure form, and then it's just not good. That's why I don't even read this stuff. I don't even try to really read it anymore. And when people come on that I know, I'll try to, read a couple of things. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's not the same as it used to be. It used to be like a social chat room. But that was before I knew that 9 out of 10 people in the room were actually my enemy trying to set me up. True story. So so all the friendliness, it doesn't even, it's like, okay, what do you want? Because that's how it went before. And so it's just better that I don't read the comments anymore and just kind of do it the way a lot of tarot readers do it, where it's like the comments are there for you all to talk amongst yourself, not for me to interact with them, because I can interact with comments when I'm not talking. But as far as the comments on here, it's not beneficial for anyone for me to read them while I'm speaking. As Andre would call it, it's spoken word. It just kind of messes up my flow. And it's a setup for disaster. I used to do it because it was the only way I could talk to Andre. But I don't need to talk to him on that anymore. We speak telepathically. We're totally connected. It's insanely connected. I've gotten confirmations. That's how I know. Confirmation. Holy heck. I really am in his head. And he's in mine. He is in mine. It's really cool. It's like you know me well, but you also are in my head, in my energy. I always know how you're feeling. You always know how I'm feeling. I really love you so much. I love how you take charge of shit. God, I love that. I'm really bossy if people around me don't take charge of things. So I just love how you are able to guide me. I see how that is like a natural way that men and women interact. Like, I've never known a healthy relationship, obviously, but like I can see how that's like normal. Not normal, but healthy. Because like I was thinking about this today too. Like when you dance with a partner, one has to lead. You can't both lead. It just won't work. And personally, as a woman, I don't want to be with a man that I have to lead. I just don't. It doesn't feel natural. So the fact that you lead me and you take that role very seriously is such a fucking turn on. And not that you are controlling, because you're not. And I'll bet you if we would have gotten together before, that's how it would have been. That's another thing. You probably kind of would have been controlling. Because you wouldn't have been healed enough to deal with all this. You would have tried to reel it in. You know you would have. I mean, you still do, but it's needed. But it would have been worse. Or it just wouldn't have been beneficial. Anyways, I really love that you are leading me now. It's nice. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. It's the first time it's ever happened. I've never let a man lead me because no man has ever known more about what was going on than I did. I didn't trust them to make good decisions. Well, they just didn't make good decisions. I would trust them to make good decisions, but they would fail at it. So I would have to take over. And I would do that for a while and then I'd dump them. Because it's just not fun. It's just not natural to me. I need a man with fucking cojones. And you have cojones. I love that about you. And now that I have calmed down and you have rose up, we're like perfect for each other. Like perfect. We were perfect for each other before, but we still probably would have self-destructed. Because we weren't healed. I shouldn't say probably. We would have. Otherwise, God would have let us be together a long time ago. He's not trying to punish us. He's trying to protect us in our relationship, our bond. And our physical distance does not stop our bond from growing. As a matter of fact, I think that it might be helping it grow because we're being forced to communicate telepathically, mostly. So when we are in physical presence of each other, we're already going to have that skill down. It's just going to make it, whereas otherwise we might not have developed that skill quite as well. You know what I'm saying? When you're blind, when you lose one sense, your other senses develop. They're super sensitive. So our telepathy between each other is super sensitive due to the fact that we're not touching each other. Okay, we're touching each other a little bit. But still. I was thinking about that today too, but I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know. I haven't decided how I feel about that. Probably just going to wait. If you know what I mean. It's so weird. It just doesn't feel right without you anyway. It's like, I could probably without getting zapped, but it's like, why without you? It's like, there's really nothing there that interests me. I'm a different person. The same, but completely fucking different. How is that possible? That's another thing. Another reason the past does not exist is because we've all transformed so much that it's like, it doesn't exist. Those people don't exist anymore. They just don't. And the people who aren't transforming and changing, they're not going to exist anymore either. So everything's just smoothing out. It's getting easier. I swear, I feel like the chop is smoothing out a little bit. I feel like we've gotten out of the... You know how when you take off in a plane, you only have turbulence at the beginning. There's those air pockets, or pockets with no air. And as you get up higher, as the air thins out, it's easier for the plane to stabilize because the air is more stable, I guess. I don't know, Andre would have to explain that one. But anyways, the turbulence is when you first take off. It's almost like we're high in our ascension to the point where we're past that like turbulence part. We might feel pressure of the ascension or whatever, but we're not going to have like serious dives and ascensions. We're not doing that anymore. We're just going up slowly or smoothly. That's what it feels like to me. Everything's good. Everything is fine. Everything is going according to plan. I keep on seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. That's everything's going according to divine plan. And good luck is coming. Or fortune, I don't know, whatever you want. Joy is coming. That's all I really care about, is joy. Not that I can't have it anywhere I go, because I can, so. It's more about maximum joy at this point. My maximum joy would be Andre and I healed together. And that's going to happen very soon. Possibly sooner than you expect, Andre. I just have a weird feeling about that. But maybe not. Maybe time's just going to fly by. And that's likely happening too. Because time has been flying by. So. I love you to pieces. I love you guys. I'm going to go. And I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Take care, okay? Good night. Love you, Andre.